Well, welcome to the Midweek Week with the Masters. I tell you, I'm so excited today. I am so excited about what we're getting ready to do. And you know what? Call your friends, get some of the ladies on, go and scream it live with some of your other friends. Text somebody, call somebody, and let them know what we're doing this morning. I'm so excited that I left my bio Miss Johnson. So I'm going to allow Deborah to go ahead. Every week we're here, Deborah and myself and Dr. Glass. Dr. Glass had an appointment this morning, so she's not going to be here with us, but she's working on something to bring with us next week. And so you don't want to miss next week. So I'm going to let Deborah introduce herself and what she's doing and what she's getting ready to do out there. You don't want to miss what's coming up in a couple of more months of what we're getting ready to do with the Biz Hub. And I want you to continue to be excited about what we're doing and stay connected. The most important thing to me in this season is for us to stay connected, to talk about what we're doing, to talk about bringing other people along with us. This is not a season where we're the Lone Ranger. This is a season where we need Tonto to come along with us. Come on. Everybody needs somebody in their team, on their team, in their circle of influence. You need somebody. You can't do this thing alone. So Deborah, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Deborah is my best friend. She's my mentor. She's my inspiration. I mean, we call each other every day and we speak positive things into each other's life. She don't let me go off course, and I try to keep her on course too. So Deborah, I just want you to say hi to everybody.
Well, I'm saying hello to everyone, but I am so excited about our guest because our guest, I believe, is going to be a person that actually answers a lot of questions that our audience is probably looking for information. How, especially if you have a business and God has given you a vision, an assignment. We all have assignments, but if you have a vision and you're working and on the process of the whole what it takes to take it from a thought to a concept to an actual, live moving. I call it it's like a baby when you first conceive it, and then after that it has to grow to where it goes through all this infant stages. And is to me, this baby I have is called Black Pride Beauty. It's a product that God blessed me to invent. Hair extensions for women to wear, no sew, no glue, no clips. And it's been a process. It's really been a process getting the product out there. And we're right there where we need this funding to help push it over. So I am not going to spend a lot of time sharing my story because there's plenty of people out there with the same story if they have a business. And I believe that Veronica is the person that God is sending to us now to help take it over to the finish line. So let's give her a hand for showing up. And thank you so much, Veronica. If you would just give us your background and share with us how you are helping people like myself out there.
No problem. First off, thank you, ladies, for having me and inviting me to be a part of your movement. I'm definitely looking forward to the relationship that we all can build together. Just a disclaimer, I am currently still working from home. So if you hear the kid bust in the room, I've tried to lock him out, but he knows how to open the door. So just want to put that out there. So I work for an organization out of Livonia, and we're called the Great Lakes Women's Business Council. We have been around for 37 years, coming up in April. And so what we do is we specialize in empowering women-owned and minority-owned businesses. And we do that by a number of different programs that we have within us. We have a lending program that offers small business loans from $500 to $50,000. And so sometimes those loans, like you said, sometimes people just need that extra little funding to be able to push whatever product or whatever services that they have, to be able to make that complete. It just takes a little bit of money sometimes. And so we specialize in working with those who really can't get or obtain traditional funding. So if you've already went to your bank or your credit union, if you've gotten turned down, especially if you're a startup businesses, a lot of the traditional fundings necessarily don't want to, take a chance with the startups, but we do. And so that's our kind of our little sweet spot. So definitely contact me if you are looking for any lending. Like I said, in the range of 500 to 50,000. We are in the works of becoming a CDFI, which will allow us to do larger loans up to 500,000. So we're hoping by the end of this year, hopefully that will be all solidified and we're ready to go. So keep us in mind if anyone needs any lending. We also have a women's business marketplace, which is a free online incentive for women-owned businesses to be engaged with each other. That website is miwomen.com. So whether you are a daycare provider or whether you are a manufacturer of automotive parts, this website will allow you to be amongst other women-owned businesses, like-minded businesses, like-minded people like yourself. We've seen so many relationships get built off of that website. It's free to join. So even if you may have an idea of a business or you may have just started yesterday, I suggest every woman-owned business go ahead and apply for that in that website. Oh, I see a little one. Hey.
You're not the only one that have little ones running around there.
Hey, right. Makes me feel better to know.
I'm going, no, she didn't.
Right.
Yeah, she did.
And going back to the loan, I want to make sure that I specify that is not just for women-owned businesses. You can be a male-owned business to obtain a loan through us. Although our name is Great Lakes Women's Business Council, we do service men for our loan lending program. So I wanted to make sure I don't I want to make everyone feel like they are welcome. So they are. Now the Women's Business Center, that program does so many webinars, seminars, events, trainings, anything you could think of. A lot of the webinars are listed on that miwomen.com. A man can join and be a part of our trainings. So that's also an option too, but we really service women-owned businesses through that program. And then you have my specialty, which is I'm the director of certification. Okay. So we have our female certification that we provide certification for WeBank, which is Women Business Enterprise National Council. But we handle their certification at a regional level here in Michigan. So if you have a product or service that you're trying to get into corporate America, or a lot of the retail stores, I know a lot of people are getting some products into Walmart, Myers, Kroger's, Whole Foods, any store like that, if you have any product or anything like that, the certification is definitely going to assist in that avenue to open up that lane for you. Some people have contacted me and say, I'm filling out this application for Myers and it's asking if I have a WBE certification. I don't know what it is or if I need it. And I'm like, oh, well, you reached the right person because that's me. And you definitely want to.
I got screen froze up for a little. I'm having problems with my internet also. So there she goes.
Oh, did I bounce out?
Yeah, you just froze up a few.
Okay. But so I don't know where I was, but it gives that person requiring or requesting your certification that confidence to know that you are a legit woman-owned business. And so that process is done online. We have orientations to explain the process, the benefits of the certification and all that. Those happen quite often, about once a week. Our next one will be actually tomorrow. It is a webinar or a Zoom call that we set up. So if you're interested in that, I can definitely send out the link or give the link closer to the end of the call here today. But that pretty much wraps up everything. I know I said a lot, so please, if you have any questions, I'm willing to answer anything you have.
Well, I kind of would like to know a little bit more about the certification in terms of the cost, or is there any cost to get certified? And then if you can kind of go through what the process is to get certified?
Okay. There is a cost, so it is an investment in your business, and the cost ranges from $350 to $1,250. It depends on your gross revenue. So anything under $1 million in revenue will pay the $350. If there's any, if there's any assistance needed due to COVID, I ask that you reach out to me. I am equipped to be able to shed some relief on women that need the relief because of COVID. I know it hit a lot of people very hard, and so we understand that some people may not be able to really put forth the full 350 at this time. So if any assistance is needed, I am equipped to be able to offer some help with that. But again, everything is done online. So you would simply log on to the website. You would create your username and password, upload all of the documentation to support your business. We ask a range of, general business history. So that's just like a paragraph of the who, what, when, why. We really want to know how the business started, why it was started, where you want to go with it. We ask for a lot of financial information. For new businesses, you would kind of use your personal financial information because you don't have any business information yet to provide. And we ask for the documentation with the state to make sure that you are filed legally with the state of Michigan or Indiana. We do cover both of those states through our council. So again, and then a lot of our trainings and such that you get offered after becoming certified, a lot of those are free to minimal cost to attend.
Okay. Do you have any programs that will pay off if you have an existing business loan, that it will pay that off and give you a new loan?
Not at this time, we don't know. But I'm sure that our loan officers, we have 2 great loan officers that work with us. I'm sure they would know someone or some program that may be able to do that, but we currently at the time don't do it through Great Lakes Women's Business Council.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. I know you did give us some other things. So what is the benefit of us becoming certified?
Let's see. So it depends on who you ask, right? You have some people, right? It really depends on who you ask. Me, I've been here again for about 15 years. So the biggest benefit that I've seen personally is the relationship building piece of the certification. It will have you amongst so many other women-owned businesses. I've watched people take other women-owned businesses under their wings and nurture them and mentor them. And sometimes I think us as women, we're kind of deemed as being catty, or that we don't necessarily want to help each other grow. And with this organization, it's completely the opposite. I've seen people in the same industry doing the exact same thing be mentors to other women doing the exact same thing that they're doing. And I always use, Tiffany Cartwright, of course, as an example. We use her as an example in our orientations too. She was someone that came to us that necessarily didn't know what the certification was, didn't know how to work it. And within a year of her actually sitting herself down and say, okay, this is what I need to do. This is how you work it. This is what needs to happen. She developed so many relationships with corporate members, with the people, the buyers at the stores. You start to see her everywhere. Everyone knows who she is. And so that's one of the main benefits that I feel that the council has to offer, is that the networking opportunities, relationship building opportunities is definitely going to happen if you market yourself correctly. Another benefit, of course, would be that you are certified, right? So a lot of these customers, vendors, retail stores, they're requesting that certification. So that opens up avenues for you that may not have been possible had you not had the certification. So, you could go to Target 10,000 times and say, oh, I have this product, and they may not be interested in you. Well, you go the 10th, 101 time with that certificate in your hand, and now it's like, oh, they want to see what you got. They want to see who you are. They want to see what you're working with, because they're able to count any of their spend that they have allotted for diverse businesses. They're able to count any of that towards their quota. So that's what the certification allows them to do. If they do have a supplier diversity program or business inclusion program or anything like that, where they have set asides for diverse businesses, that certificate allows them to be able to count all of what they spend to you towards their goal.
Mm.
Wow, excellent.
So as a minority woman, we need to definitely be certified
Correct.
to be able to approach those people in the big boxes, because a lot of times we'll go looking for a certain product or anything and we can't find it, or we want it to purchase from a Black person, and because they're not certified and because they're not in the big boxes, it limit us to even reaching out to them. Because personally myself, I have someone right now, I really want to buy her products, but I live in Detroit. She lives in Alabama, and she really doesn't have a way that she can ship it or she can get it. When I did buy something from her the last time, it was actually, I wasted my money because it wasn't sealed, it wasted. And so I spent $50 on a product that I probably used once.
Right.
And it's because it wasn't sealed and it wasted and all this and stuff. So I'm thinking if we get certified and being in those big boxes, they're going to put certain things that we have to go through. May be hard. It may be hard. We may have to jump through some hoops and things like that.
Definitely.
But it will make our product out there in the market a whole lot better. I know right now I can order from Walmart, from Tiffany. I can go and pick it up from Walmart and something like that from Tiffany, and my product is there, and I haven't wasted my $30
Exactly.
trying to patronize a woman on or Black owned business. And so I think it make us step up to a higher, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it makes us step up to our products and put our products out there. Now you're in competition with everybody else.
Yep, it most definitely does. And I think, again, joining the council will allow you to get all that set up before you start going into the Walmarts and the Myers and the Targets. We're going to look at your product and we're going to say, maybe you need to look at a WBE. You'll have access to the whole full listing of other certified women-owned businesses. So just in any industry that you can think of, from packaging to labeling to, there's another woman-owned business that's doing that. So you're able to join ventures and say, hey, I need my packaging right now is busting open when I'm shipping it, or this is that and the third. And then, like I said, a lot of the women become mentors, so they can tell you what systems or what sites are they using to be able to ship their products across from state to state. You'll be able to learn all of that. And that's where I think the biggest benefit comes from, is you're going to be able to learn some of the things that you thought you may have known, or some of those struggles and challenges that you're having. You're going to be able to pair up with other women that either have come through what you're going through and be able to share their knowledge on how to get through it, or lead you to someone that can assist you to do so.
Can you tell us if any of them have any experience in this area in manufacturing?
Yes.
So there's information that could help someone that needs to get something manufactured, that this would be a good connection for them.
Absolutely. And like I said, once you become certified, so another benefit would be, once you become certified, like I mentioned, you'll have access to the full database of other women-owned businesses that are certified. So not just here in Michigan and Indiana, but we are a national certification. So we go from tip to tip, the national certified. So you would have access to go and put in manufacturing. And, in other states like California, I know like skincare manufacturing and stuff like that is a lot different in different states. We're Detroit automotive, so we have a lot of automotive manufacturing going on here, right? But you can reach out to WBEs in different states for assistance and stuff like that. And then you also have access to the corporates on the flip side. So any of the corporates that may become a partner of WeBank or Great Lakes Women's Business Council, you have access to be able to log into the database to pull their contact information as well. So when you are ready to get your product on the big, the stores, or you're ready to start promoting your product at a higher level, you have access right there at your fingertips to these corporations to say, hey, I'm ready. This is what I have. This is what I can I get a test run or whatever have you. I know some ladies with the Walmart, they started off with 3 Walmarts, or, in a region. Walmart starts you off normally in a region, or they start you off on their online website, their online store. And then depending on how many sales you get, then they'll move you to the 3 regional stores, or the 15, then it went to 20. And then, it just builds up from there. So you have access to that type of stuff through the database as well. You're never alone.
And do you also back, say, for instance, a business that have a purchase order and it needs actually the funding in order for them to manufacture the product? Do you all do purchase orders, like backing purchase orders?
Not necessarily backing. That's where the loan department will come in. So we would definitely send you over there first to see what they can do. And then again, if we aren't able to assist you, they know a lot of different people. I know there are certain banks that will back you if you have that purchase order in hand. That's something that they will back you, because they know it's going to happen, and so they're willing to invest their time and money into that. So the loan department would be able to assist with that type of request.
Okay.
That sounds good. Especially when you know that you're out there and you do have some products and stuff that you may have that you want to put out there. Because I remember some years back, I had a friend and he had a product, and he was fearful to put it out there, because he was afraid that somebody was going to take his product and use it, and all, and he was afraid to even share what he was doing to others. But after a couple of months, because he wasn't able to share and fearful of it and didn't want to give his products information to anyone, and I kept saying, do a disclosure, do this, sign this, and he was fear just overwhelmed him. And a few months later, the same product that he had, the same thing that wasn't on the shelves, came out. And people was buying them off the shelves. It was apple chips. He was literally had the first apple chips that was out there and was being selling. And it was, the taste was awesome. It was really good. But fear took him out. Fear took him out. And I want to encourage ladies today is don't allow fear to take you out. Don't allow the fear of but the fear of you not moving out is worse than the fear of you stepping out. My Deborah is on the day. Deborah, have an awesome product, and because of that, people tried to take it away, tried to do some things. But Deborah was smart enough to have this done, and that done,
and that's before.
And that's what you have to do. You have to get with people who have been there, done that, and able to show you what you need to do. And I think that's just being a part of the Women Counselor that would be something that all of us need to be a part of, even if you don't know the next step to make.
Right.
You can get on those calls and find out, okay, well, this is what Deborah did, or this is what Miss Johnson did, or this is what this lady done. And I can meet with them and have that conversation. And so you don't have to be fearful anymore. I think it's a safe place that we can all come in. And how they've said that women can't talk to each other. Women don't know how to. I think that's the biggest lie that the enemy done put out there, to keep us stuck, to keep us from not stepping into that executive position or being that owner. I was reading an article the other day, and it was saying that we as women are the ones who don't step out, who are not reaching that billionaire, status. But we're the ones who are birthers. We're the ones who can birth that idea. But why do you always have to get with a man to help birth his idea? Why can't a man get with you to birth your idea and help support you to push you out there? I'm not bashing men. I love them. I have a son. It's
our men. I know.
I love the men. I love the men. I was made to be a helpmeet, so I'm not bashing men. But I'm saying that we as sisters can get together to push each other. And if we have a man in our life, now, Deborah's husband is there no matter what. He's in her corner. He's pushing. He is the CEO of her fan club, and that's what you need. You need someone that's the CEO. Her sons, her grandsons are all the same way. They're pushing her idea forward, and they're there to support. And I know some of you ladies don't have that. You don't have that at home with your husbands or your nephews or your sons. But now you're saying that we can meet together with women who have achieved, who are CEO of their companies, come on, who have achieved some things in their life and willing to help you do the same thing. Some of us don't do it because, oh, my husband won't approve of it, or my sons, or my uncles, or my pastor. We talk about that pastor who won't push you or pray with you to move forward. So take the fear off and put faith there that you can walk in with other ladies to achieve the things that you want to achieve. So I want to say this also, because I mentioned you mentioned it a couple of times. You mentioned something about WeBank. So it's kind of explain that to me because I wrote it down. I said, okay, she said WeBank, Exec Bank, or what was that you were saying?
Yeah. So WeBank. So WeBank stands for Women's Business Enterprise National Council. So they're actually the certifying body, the largest certifying body for women-owned businesses. And that's the national council of the certification. So then the certification that you obtain is WBE, which is Women Business Enterprise. So but a lot of the applications you may be filling out for when you're going to a lot of the stores, they may be asking, are you WeBank certified? And although you obtain your certificate through Great Lakes Women's Business Council, your certificate will say WeBank on it because it's actually generated and given out through WeBank. We're just an RPO, which is a regional partner organization. So WeBank is rather large. So what they did is they found 14 nonprofit organizations in different states throughout to be able to offer the certification services for them, because they, of course, if you 16,000 certified WBEs we have currently nationally, they wouldn't be able to manage and control all of the needs of all of those women-owned businesses. And so they selected 14 RPOs to do so, and we were selected to manage and generate WeBank certificates for the states of Michigan and Indiana. So although it's a national certification, anything regionally that you need help with, Great Lakes Women's Business Council handles that.
That was one of the things that I kept hearing, and I'm going, okay, what is that? What is she saying, and what is she talking about? Because I was thinking, I think it was yesterday, I was looking at some things, trying to work on some things for the franchise. But like I said, we have our church has a pizza franchise, and because just before the pandemic hit, I was in a location that I really didn't like, and it wasn't thriving there, and I really wanted to move the location. So just before the pandemic hit, we closed it down, and looking for a new location, and actually looking for our employees, somebody that can manage it. So are you able, or do you have someone or connections that we can learn, or workshops that you can have that we can train our staff, or be able to know how to go out there and get good staff workers?
Right. So through that miwomen.com website, you're going to be amazed at how many webinars and seminars and everything that's already listed on that website. So what I would recommend is to go check that website out first. And if it isn't something that is listed there, Sherry Cummins, who is the program manager over that website, she will definitely either put together a webinar for you or bring you in to help host one. So if it's not there, it can easily be something that we look into getting done for you.
Yeah. That has been one of my biggest problems, is to getting the staff that we need. and also doing the training to make them realize, to stick there and to be able to do it. We even tried a program working with the reentry programs, and it was just challenging for me as a pastor and for a lady to be able to deal with some of the challenges that I was having with that program and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then we also have a lot of staffing agencies that are certified women-owned businesses. So again, that's something you may be able to reach out to them and build a relationship to say, hey, we need help trying to find some, dedicated and qualified staff for this position that we have open, and they will work with you to be able to fulfill that.
okay, Deborah, you got another question?
Yeah, what was it?
I know.
Definitely one sitting right there waiting. But overall, do you do any grant money for businesses? That's the question too. Do you do any
Right.
all of it loan?
No, yes, no, we don't personally through the council, but we do work very, very close with the SBA. And so any grant opportunities and anything like that, again, those loan officers would be the best point of contact for that. They know, they're very, very well equipped with all those different grants and loans and everything that's arising, especially during this time. I know there are some grants and stuff available due to COVID going on. So the loan officers would be a first point of contact for that type of information.
And which division or part of what you just shared with us would we be interacting with the loan officers? What would that be? The bank? What would that be?
No, that would be, we have a loan lending program through our organization. So if you go to our website, which is greatlakeswbc.org, you'll be able to click on seed lending, and it would bring up all of the lending information and the contact person for that type of that information. Or if you're interested in the women's marketplace, again, it will bring up that information for the marketplace and the contact person for that, and certification as well. So if you go on our website and you're interested in the certification, it will bring up my contact information for you to be able to reach out to me.
Okay.
So now, what the marketplace? Now, tell us a little about the marketplace. What does that consist of? It's just
the marketplace is, that's that free online. It's almost like a Facebook just for businesses though. So
okay.
A lot of our women, like you mentioned, some of the women are definitely woman-owned businesses, but sometimes they're in a partnership with their husband 50-50. And with our certification, you have to be majority. So you have to own at least 51% of the company in order to be certified, right? And so we have women on the marketplace who own 50-50 with their husbands, but they are technically women-owned, but they don't meet certification requirements, but they still want to be amongst women-owned businesses. They still want to be empowered by our council. So they join the marketplace to be able to be connected to us in a way that they're still able to grow and be successful. So again, that's that free online incentive. We call it the Facebook for businesses. That's how it's kind of set up. And there's a directory on there. So if you do have any product or service that you want to be able to list in our directory, you're able to do so. So that you can obtain, a lot of people go on there. Again, it's a lot of relationship building. I've seen a lot of contracts and purchase orders come from just the Michigan Women's Marketplace.
And this is Facebook that they're going.
No, it's built. We built it. Yeah, we built it. We just say that it reminds us. It reminds us of Facebook, but we call it Facebook for Business. That's but it's not actual Facebook. No.
So Veronica, say it real slow now for those of us that are needing to write down the information, that we get the right information for what we're looking for. So give us the websites again. And
okay. The main website will be Great Lakes, all spelled out. So GREATLAKES, WBC, so William Boy Charlie .org.
Okay.
That's our regional main website. And then for the Michigan Women's Marketplace, it's just MI Women, WOMEN.com.
Okay. Those are the two that you actually spoke of today.
Yes.
Those 2 places. Okay.
Yeah. And then from the Great Lakes website, you can get to the lending program as well.
And the certification is through which one?
The certification, you can find all the information on certification through the Great Lakes website as well too.
Well, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Are there any phone numbers or any other information you want to give us that people can contact you, or is that where you prefer that they go and get their
I
information?
can give, I don't know, I can give my email address. That's probably the
Yeah.
easiest way to
Okay.
contact me.
Okay.
And that's V Johnson, JOHNSON at GreatLakesWBC.org.
Okay. Do it one more time.
V as in Victor, Johnson, JOHNSON at GreatLakesWBC.org.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I know this has been very helpful for not only myself, but again, there are a lot of people out there that's starting out, and Pastor Washington mentioned some of the struggles that we as women sometimes have. Maybe you don't have a husband that's supportive or grandchildren that are supportive, but I do know this, that when God gives you a vision and he gives you an assignment, he makes provision for the vision. So you don't have to have those things in order for you to be successful. What you do have to have is a real willpower and a real clear vision as to what it is you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. So you need to know your why. You need to know why you're going after this and what it is that you're actually wanting to accomplish in business. And it can't just be for money, because you'll soon quit if it's just for the money and go get a job, okay?
Yep.
Because what comes with it often is a lot of hard work, a lot of challenges, but that's what's good about, sounds like your organization. If someone comes into that, they don't have to pay the price I paid, because I can tell them what not to let happen so that they don't have to go through what I've gone through, especially with as an inventor and having inventions stolen and having patents and protecting all of that, those kind of things. There's sometimes no place to go with that, and you just have to get out there and learn, by experience. But if you can take it from someone else who has gone that road and you can avoid it, I think this is great that you can talk to people who can help you along the way.
Absolutely. I think it's like, it's one of those, like, why invent the wheel if it's already been invented? So that will kind of keep a lot of people from reinventing something that's already been done. And they can tell you, like, this works, this doesn't work, or you should try this, and be that support system that a lot of the women may not have. Absolutely.
We all need that.
Yeah, that is so important to have that support system. And anytime you have an idea and you start working toward it, and if you have somebody, to help you, inspire you to get there. I know for a fact myself, I try to keep myself inspired by listening to other ladies who've already been there, done that, and even to some different entrepreneurs who I know have established, like Dr. Dudley, who with the Dudley products, have a conversation with him every other week, and he'll say in a minute, okay, what you doing? What is your why? Why are you doing it? And why did you do it that way? Somebody who's going to make you think, and I think we all need that. We need somebody who's been there, have achieved what you're trying to strive to, and question you why you have that why, because it's not all the time about the money. For me, it is not about the money. For me, it's about helping someone to achieve and inspire them to go there. When I look back over my own life and I look at some of the things that I have done, and I'm going, oh my God, how in the world did I do that? But it was because of the people that inspired me along the way, imparted some things in my life, and left me. I met a lady years ago, and she told me, she said, when I met her, she was 65 years old, and I had a daycare center, and she had owned about 20 different businesses, and she was one of the guest speakers, and I went behind scene and I started asking, how in the world you operating 20 some businesses, and how did you get, us as a people to support you? And
Mm-hmm.
she said, baby, the Lord gave me that idea when I was 25.
Mhm.
And I'm going, okay. She said, but it took me 20 years
Develop.
to develop it, and 20 years to convince somebody to follow me. She said, nobody don't want to follow nobody who's not doing anything. Everybody want to follow somebody that's doing something. And she said, so it took me 20 years. She said, so I'm 45 years into what I'm supposed to be doing. She said, so I'm at
Yeah.
the top of my game right about now. And I was going, whoa. She said, but because I'm at the top of my game, you can cut yours in half because I paid the
Mhm.
road. And so that's what most of us have to realize is that get with somebody who done already paid the road,
Yep.
who done already went through the hardship. So you don't have to go through the things that you're going through. So I think that if we learn how, that's why the Biz Hub is here, is because we want to help people. We want to help not just women, we want to help young entrepreneurs. We want to help even those business owners who are stuck right now in the pandemic, stuck, don't know what to do. They're going on a down spiral. We want to inspire you in the middle of the week to don't quit. We want to inspire you in the middle of the week to latch on to somebody, to do those things. Me personally, I always talk about the seven culture mountains. And those seven culture mountains are the mountain that influence us in society. That's the family mountain. Each and every one of us are connected to a family. And a lot of times it's hard to convince your family on an idea because they just like they say with Jesus, oh, that ain't nobody but Joseph and Mary, child. Come on, that ain't nobody important. But Jesus, come on, today, the thing that he came to do and the purpose for his life is still going on and still relevant today. It's because his mom said yes. Come on, we're all connected to a family. And the other thing that influenced each and every one of us is education. You gotta have education. You got to have some type of idea on what you're doing. Be educated in the business. Yeah, you may have a business idea, but learn things that go behind that business. Learn about that business. Don't just have an idea. The Lord spoke to me over 30 some years ago. He said, I get about 10,000 ideas every day. 10,000. But it's only those who grab a hold and manifest those things are the
Mhm.
ones that you're going to see something happen. So just because you had an idea, that doesn't mean that it's going to manifest.
Right.
Listen at Miles Monroe the other day. He said the richest place and the greatest place and the place to have more wisdom and have all the riches is the graveyard. Because there's so many ideas that never got developed, so many inventions that never got on the table. And so we cannot allow that to die with us. He always say, live your life so you can live empty when you leave out of here. It may be just the idea that you're supposed to give to somebody else, but don't give it to
Right.
them, sell it to them. Come on now.
Right.
Don't give it away. It may be the word most famous idea, but don't give it away. Sell it to somebody. All corporations and places, big manufacturing companies are always looking for ideas. They're
Mhm.
always looking. Don't be so fearful to not put your idea together and put it behind something with an attorney and go and sell your idea. So educate yourself. Always learn to educate yourself. Every one of us need to be educated more on the field that we think that we want to go into. I would not like to sit up on the doctor if he's never been educated on what his field is.
Right.
Never would like to do that. And I don't want to sit up on a doctor who have not continued his education. Come on now. We
Yeah.
don't. We want somebody who learned it and keep on learning about his field. You don't want somebody to come in and he's still using technology that he used 60 years ago and come on and something has been developed. Always educate yourself. Always read a book, read something to educate yourself. A good friend of mine, she said that rich people educate themselves, poor people Come on. Poor people don't read. And so rich people always read. Poor people never pick up a book and read. And they always said years ago, if you want to hide something from us, put it in a book because we don't read. I'm telling you, we got to start educating ourselves, educating our kids on business principles and business matters. And so the other thing is the media. We got to learn how to use the media in the positive way. Use the media for our own self. The media touch every one of us. We go home, we listen to during the day. Everything that we touch is all about the media. Come on, and all of us love. The next one is art and entertainment. Everybody likes to be entertained. My mom used to tell my brother all the time, she said, if you're going to be a fool and you're going to clown in the classroom, you need to get paid for it. She said, don't entertain people unless you're going to get paid for it. She said, so take that, what you're doing, and learn how to get paid for it. So, if you're going to entertain somebody, get paid for it. Come on, educate yourself on how to entertain to bring in the revenues that you need to bring in. Because at this time of the pandemic, everybody is looking for some type of what? Entertainment. Looking for entertainment. We learn I don't learn how to do Zoom because I want to reach you guys. I don't learn how to stream live and do all that. Never knew how to do that. Didn't want to learn how to do that. But because of the pandemic, I learned how. And now we're streaming on 3 different things right now, 3 different platforms right now because I pushed that little button. Educating yourself. Come on, being out there in the arts and entertainment. Come on, being out there, being a part of your family, making that unity of your family more thicker. Come on, unify yourself. And you can do it as a family unit. Your family can go and Papa used to make the best barbecue sauce, and everybody used to come all around for Papa barbecue sauce. Then, okay, you need to put something in an auntie kitchen, and all of y'all need to stand around there and put Papa recipe together and start producing Papa recipe. There's always unity. There's always time for us to come back together and do something as a family. So we got the family mountain, we got the education mountain, we got the media mountain, we got the art and entertainment mountain, and the mountain that I love is the church mountain. Come on. The church reached every one of the South and cultural mountains. The church reached them. They're in the church. So we as pastors got to learn how to build up those kings that we have in our congregation and launch them out into the marketplace. Launch them out to be who God have created them to be. And the next mountain is what we're doing today. Is that business mountain. Come on. That business mountain, if we was to just get that business mountain up, just in the church alone, you would never have to kill another chicken to have a fish fry, or chicken fry, have all this fundraising. If you always fundraising and all these different lines for this and a line for that, if we was to raise our kings up that's in our congregation to go out there in the marketplace, come on, and do what God called us to do is be entrepreneurs and take ownership. That's what he told us to do in Genesis 1. He told us to be productive, go out, come on, multiply, increase, take dominion on the earth. If we was to teach our people how to go out and take dominions in the marketplace, do what they supposed to do what God called them to do. Everybody's not going to own a business, but everybody should be in business. Everybody that want to be a business owner. But if everybody have a job in the marketplace, then that's a ministry for the kingdom of God. So I'm going to stop right there and just give a takeaway of what I know that we as ladies, I'm going to let everybody give a takeaway of what we should be doing in this season, in the time that we're in the pandemic that we're in. I think it's time for us to learn how to come together. I think it's time for us to learn how to work toward a higher goal than ourselves and to come together to work to expand the kingdom of God. And it doesn't mean that you got to be in a church 24/7. It doesn't mean that you got to be in a building. We are the people of the church. And when we go out into the marketplace, we're spreading and we're ministering. I don't have to have a title of apostle or bishop or anything like that. All I need to do is have a title of I'm a breathing, living organ of the kingdom of God. That's all I need to do is just be a living, breathing organ of who he is and be out there and represent him in the world today. So I want to, as we're getting ready to close out on the midweek with the masters, I want you guys to remember that working together is what we're going to need to do in this season in our life. Working together, coming together to empower each other to manifest what God has already given us, the gifts and the talents that he's given us. And I think this is a season and a time that we can do this. And I think if we join, come on, we join together, join forces together, we can do greater things together than we can alone. So, Deborah, I'm going to let you say something, and then I'm going to let Ms. Johnson close us out with something that she thinks is important for us to learn and do, and the reason why we should get certified as women today.
Well, I just think again that God has given us all gifts, talents, and abilities. And my invention and product came from me asking God, what would he have me to do? So when we talk about your why, yes, we're doing it and the money will come. We're not doing it for nonprofit, we're doing it for profit, but you can't go after the money. You have to go after the vision. The vision is going to attract you with the people and the money. So a lot of times people, I think, do money and then they'll just do anything because they're chasing money. But when you have a purpose, a calling, an anointing to do something, that's what's going to make you stick with it. Your why is going to make you stick with it. When things get rough, you're not going to just abandon it because things are rough. You're committed because you see the big picture, what this is going to get you in the end. And your why then will be actually taken care of because of that. So I start off with everybody asking God. That's what this whole book, I don't know, the lighting and on here is not that good, but can you, okay. And then the back of me, it says ask God, but it's just a journal, a book of you going to God, asking and putting your request and on a regular basis, well, whatever it is you need. And then there are two ink pens that come with that, a red ink pen and a black. A black is to request what it is you're asking God for, but God always answers. And when he answers, you need to document that as well as your ask, so that you'll have a book full of journals of nothing but how you got to where, because you're going to forget how you got there once you get there. So just know this, God calls us who we are before we become it. Man calls us who we are after. And you need to be able to show that journey as to how you got there. So again, I just want to thank our guest, and I know you said she's going to close us out, but I do want to personally thank you, Veronica, and helping people with what the vision, your assignments of what God has given people to get out here and do, because you're the piece that often will stop people from moving forward. And they just need to know you get what you need on an as needed basis. So if you listen to this, you probably need the funding now because you've already done some things, but you don't need this funding if you're not doing anything. Okay. And they're not going to give it to you either.
Amen.
So thank you again, ladies, for having me. And the last piece that I would want to say, just to piggyback off what Ms. Deborah was saying, is you definitely have to have that passion behind whatever it is that you're doing. People can instantly feel that. I can instantly feel it when I'm speaking to someone, like you said, that's just doing it to try to gain a quick buck, and to someone that's really passionate and dedicated to whatever the product or service that she has. It's a completely different feel to it. And those are the people that we see really succeed with us in our organization. Because a lot of times when you don't have that passion and you get put up against the wall and you're like, oh, well, you need to learn how to do this before you can go after these major corporations, they tend to fall off. They don't want to do it because it's not what, they didn't realize the amount of work that it took or takes to be able to get your business up to where you want it to go. There's not one business that I know that decided to create a product today and was in Walmart tomorrow. It is definitely a process. It's definitely a growing process. You're going to have to learn some stuff. You're going to have to listen, and you're going to have to be willing to make changes to what you may have thought was the perfect plan. Okay.
Amen.
You're gonna have to, it's not just gonna go A, B, C, D. Sometimes your D is gonna be before your A, and your A will be, it's gonna be all combobulated and all just out of order. But what our organization will do, I think, is gonna help you to be able to really commit yourself and develop a plan of action to get you where you want to go. Again, piece by piece, step by step. We'll be here to assist you any way we can. And the certification, I just think, to be able to be a part of a family, so that you can feel that you have some support, is one of the main reasons why I say a female should get certified if she has a product or service that's able to be certified. There's no reason not to, right? Even if you necessarily like, oh, I'm not even really trying to get into the big corporations right now. I just really want to learn some of the little stuff. I want to learn how to invoice. A lot of women come to me, they don't even know how to invoice for the products that they've been selling for years. I'm like, well, how are you tracking your cash flow? How do you know if you're even profitable? How do you know if this is even a valuable business for you? If you haven't been able to track what you're selling, they don't know how to. And so they learn simple things like that, that makes the world of difference to their businesses. Or they turn their hobby, really is what they're doing. They're turning their hobby now into an actual business.
Yes.
It's what a lot of these women that come to me, that's what they're doing. They're really learning how to build a business from the bottom up. They've been doing this for, I've known some people 20, 30 years, been making jewelry or hair products or face cream. I mean, anything you could think of. And I'm like, well, why haven't you, why isn't it in the stores? Or how do you not know how much how much are you spending out in product? How much are you spending, out in product versus how much you're paying for them or people are paying for them? Like, are you even charging enough for you to be, so it's little things like that we start to kind of go through to see where we can assist you in, that I think joining the council will be able to provide that support.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And just what you're saying, some people don't really know how to track, and that's so true. They don't know how to put a price on what they do. And I remember the first time I was selling something, and I had some hair bows in the Happy Meal at McDonald's, and so uh, the guy asked me, "Well, how much you got in material?" And I was going, "What? I don't know. I don't know." And he said, "Well, how many pieces? How many pieces that you got to have to make a profit?" I said, "What? What are you talking about? I don't know." And he's, "Well, have you figured out how much labor you're going to need in order to produce 30,000 hair bows?" And I go, "No, I got the order and I'm scared and I don't know what to do next. And I had to go walk that out and walk it out and learn the process that I needed to go through. And I realized I could have got, the same type of material that I needed. I could have got at a lesser cost because I could have purchased at wholesale instead of me purchasing it at retail. And, those little things like that you don't know. You're just out there going to Walmart and buying it because you're in a craft, or going to Michael's or someplace like that, and you're going to buy it. But if you got a business now, you can buy it wholesale. And, it's just little things like that you don't know, that if you got a council of women or people who have been there, done that, can say, okay, here's a list of my suppliers.
Right.
Here's a list of this, or here's the where you need to go to get that. I had to figure that out all on my own. And when I got that order for 30,000 hair bows, it was overwhelming to me, but because I was not prepared for the order, I was not prepared for it. But thank God for allowing me to have friends and people who were praying and showing me the way. And as Deborah Book said, ask God, and I went and asked God on how to go and what to do with that. And he showed me the way. So I just want to say, you guys, we appreciate you guys for stopping in with us on the midweek. with the masters, and we appreciate. I know each and every one of you need to go and find Miss Veronica. And come on, you guys, find Miss Veronica, and it's miwomen.com. If you would go there and start doing your research, just start doing that. And Veronica, can you give them your email address again for us?
Yes, it is V Johnson, JOHNSON, at GreatLakesWBC.org.
Ah, okay, now you got it. And so it's all for Deborah and myself. We done put it in your hands. Now it's left up to you to follow through and do the rest. So we appreciate you for stopping in and being part of our midweek with the masters on the TDC Vision Center Biz Hub. We appreciate you guys so much and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.